Alright guys, 5 o'clock here in London. Let's have a look at the main moves in the market for the day. If we start with the euro, as you can see here on my chart, euro has been pretty quiet this morning. And it's been the case for all the different asset classes actually. We're waiting for the inflation reading from the US coming out today at 1:30. Let me just transition the screen here. So inflation, you had core inflation and inflation rate for the US. Expectation for inflation rate year on year was 2.3% and we printed 2.2%, and then core inflation year on year expectation 1.8 and the actual number was 1.7. So both reading here printing lower than expected numbers. Have a look at the market reaction. Usual US dollar weakness, so euro pushing to the upside. Just lower the time frame here, show you the market reaction. So that's this move here to the upside, so we're trading at around the S1 level of the day, 118.52, when the data came out, and then managed to break above the pivot level, tested the 119 psychological handle here, managed to break above the R1 level of the day, 119.05. And now since then we've been slightly trending lower. So that was the reaction for the euro. Similar reaction seen in the pound based on the US dollar weakness. So pound pushing to the upside. Gold moved quite a lot as well off the US inflation rates at 130. As you can see here on my chart, that was the move that we've seen in gold. So we're trading below pivot level before the data, managed to take the pivot level, break the R1 level of the day, make a new high for the session, broke above the 1300 psychological handle and traded all the way up to the R2 level, 1303. Now we still remain at elevated level as I'm speaking. Another one that moved quite a lot today is the T-notes. So worse than expected US data. You see the usual US dollar weakness. So Euro USD pushing to the upside. Gold pushing to the upside as well. And the T-notes, 10 years treasury notes from the US government. So that's the reaction that we've seen. Circle here on my charts. So we're trading at the pivot level 125.10. Just before the data release, managed to break above the high of the morning, broke above R1, broke above R2, and tested actually the R3 level of the day here, 125.25. Then we retraced down to R2, and now we're still a few ticks away from the R3 level of the day here, 125.25. So worse than expected US data. T-notes, gold pushing to the upside, US dollar weakness. Major currency pairs pushing to the upside as well. Let me just go back here to my charts. And the core inflation actually year on year 1.7, so the miss expectation was 1.8. Is the same reading that we've been seeing for the past 5 months. And then if we just have a look at the CME, so here CME Group website where you can monitor the percentage of the market pricing in at the next Fed hike, so the one for 13th of December still remain priced in at 82%, so didn't really decrease on the weaker than expected inflation reading that we've seen today at 130. And then 3 o'clock, you also had the University of Michigan consumer confidence. Expectation was 95, and then we've printed 101. So if I just show you here where we stand, as you can see here, we're expecting 95, and then the actual reading was 101. So that's actually the best reading since. If I just maximize my chart here, best reading since 2002. Seen here today for University of Michigan consumer confidence. Reaction seen in the market was, well, a bit of dollar strength. So if I go here on my Euro chart, let me just transition my screen. Euro chart at 3 o'clock. We're trading here at the one level of the day, 190.58, and slightly traded lower based on the US dollar strength. So these were the main economic data coming out for the day. You also had some results from the US banks, so Wells Fargo, Q3 revenues, slightly lower than expected, but a bit on expectation for Bank of America for Q3 revenues. Just if I conclude the wrap by having a look at the calendar for next week. Next week, quite interesting week for the UK, actually, a lot of UK data, but we start during the night, Sunday, Monday, with the inflation reading from China. And then on Tuesday, overnight, you have the RBS, or Reserve Bank of Australia, meeting minutes. And then Tuesday, you have the inflation rate for the UK economy. You also have the German ZEW economic sentiment. Moving on into Wednesday, you have the UK job report, so claimant count change, and also unemployment rate. And then because next week you don't have any bank holiday in the US, so the DOE will be as per usual on the Wednesday, 3:30 here London time. Thursday, quite interesting as well. You have some overnight news from Australia, job report from Australia. You have Chinese GDP for Q3, and then you have the UK retail sales for the month of September, Thursday morning, coming out at 9:30 as well. As you know, retail sales, tier 1 data for the UK economy, which relies a lot on the services sector. And Friday actually morning also really interesting with German PPI, and then in the afternoon for any Canadian traders you have the inflation rate for Canada, month of September. Okay guys, I hope you had a good week. Enjoy your evening, have a good weekend, and I'll speak to you next week. Thank you.